Welcome to the Steel Donut. This is It Started When I Was 4, an Ip Man fanfiction with Iron Man characters.
Yeah, it's...
Because this person put it in the wrong...
yeah, there's
Iron Man was my
stuff.
favorite character in Ip Man.
Me
Yeah.
too. Well, you can tell that there's something a bit strange about this person just because of the summary for the story. Let me read that. Pepper has to tell someone what happened, so she tells the only person she knows will listen. He can't be live, someone would hurt her. Don't know what the ratings mean.
I don't know what they mean either. We're
So-
all in this together.
So it's
buddy.
just rated Fiction K.
as opposed to being
Alright.
rated non-fiction K, I guess.
Yeah. Alright, summary. Pepper opens up to Tony the only way know as how to. She is scoped and upset to see that his Pepper has been treated like that. And yeah, that
You bet I'm scoped.
yeah, that was another summary. So there's two summaries for this one story. It was her. It had always been her. No matter how much he loved himself, he would always put her first. And somehow he would surprise her every time he did so. But I suppose it's different now. I mean, yes, before when he made comments, that's all it was just. A comment, but not anymore. She seemed so fragile, like if he was to say anything to her, she would break. He needed to know what was going on with her. He wanted the old Pepper back.
What did any of that mean?
It'd always be her.
Yeah, man, it'd always beam her. Always.
No, let's just keep going. Pepper was sat at her office. She was typing away, answering emails as usual. She heard a knock at the door. It was Tony. Who Alessi would it be? She signaled a wave, telling him to come in.
What's wrong?
He asked rather abruptly.
I'm sorry.
She said, completely unaware of what he was talking about.
Who's talking?
I
I guess I am.
Yeah.
Sorry. You have been so quiet lately. I feel as though I have lost you. You can't even look at me in the eyes anymore. Have I done something wrong? Of course I have. Why else would you be so sad and mad at me? Sad and mad.
Have you ever considered I have more important things to get upset about than you?
Her words left a bitter taste in her mouth. Of course she wasn't mad at him. She just didn't want to talk about it. So why don't you say that? I don't want to talk about it. Leave me
Look,
alone.
either you tell me what's wrong, or you can just sit there like a stubborn child. I am trying to make you feel better. Wow, all of mine are actually, spelled correctly.
Stubborn?
Well, okay, stubborn's not spelled correctly.
Stubborn.
Stubborn.
Yeah.
Man, I know when my friends and underlings are unhappy, I always like to go up to them and be like, you're going to tell me what's wrong.
Okay.
You could tell his words left a sting at Pepper. Tony began walking away until he heard it. The words he had never heard Pepper Potts say before.
I'm sorry.
He walked over
Even though I said this earlier.
no, I think that's her saying that.
I know.
I know.
Sorry.
She said, I'm sorry.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now she said, I'm sorry again. It's like the same exact copied and pasted phrase.
He walked over
Especially-
to her and took her hands in his.
Tell me what's wrong.
Her eyes started to well up as tears began falling from her face. He quickly wiped them away with his thumb.
Look, come now, Pepper. Whatever is wrong, you can tell me.
It's just when I was younger, my mother, she used to...
She tried to spit out her words. That's what it sounds like. She was trying to spit out her words.
out all over Tony's face.
He's
Yeah.
just like, God. He wiped the spit off his face with his thumb. She tried to spit out her words, but she really did. But every time she tried, more tears fell from her face. More tears.
Tears don't fall. Okay.
Tony grabbed her into a long and meaningful hug, his arms wrapped around her waist, never wanting to let go of her. Wrapped. It's wrapped with a T. They're like a trapped cover band.
Yeah.
He pulled away, looked into her eyes, and simply said,
It's okay. Come on. I get together, Potts. I'm sorry. Dang it.
Get it.
It's okay. Come on. Get it together, Potts. You can tell me anything.
Pepper wiped the last of the tears away and braqueted herself for what she was about to tell Tony.
My mother, when I was younger, she beat me.
Whoa. This is just coming up now?
One of those nice dark turns, you know?
Yeah.
Tony stared at her in shock. Why would anyone ever want to hurt her? As Pepper started to cry again.
The Mick cry.
Brand new from McDonald's. The Mick
It's on the dollar menu.
Tony just embraced her in another hug, whispering soothing and calming words in her ear.
Have you ever told anyone about this, Pepper? I'm sorry, anyone else about this, Pepper?
He could see the desperation hidden in those now dark blue eyes as she nodded her head. Her eyes changed color.
Yeah.
Like eyes do.
Yeah. That's not all. She keeps on telling me that she has changed and she is coming to find me. She says she wants to make things better, but I don't ever want to see her again. Tony, I just can't face her. I just can't.
The tears were now streaming down her face, and all Tony could do was hold her and wait until she stopped.
Pepper.
Like, God, why does she have to sit here and cry?
Pepper, what's the worst thing she did to you? Oh, God, I don't like where this is going.
Pepper
These are the least soothing, least calming words ever.
Yeah, I would say,
Pepper,
like, his idea of soothing...
What's the worst thing she did to you? Tell
Pepper,
me.
I need you to recount in gory detail everything that she ever did.
Well, like, his idea, like I said earlier, about him comforting his friends is just tell him, you're gonna tell me what's wrong, or you can just sit there.
Yeah.
Like, what a jerk. Pepper slowly got up and lifted her blouse up, showing Tony the side of her ribcage. As she looked, he saw the black and purple all around it.
Oh, jeez. I don't want her.
No, you're gonna like this next slide.
Pepper, this looks fresh. When did she hurt you? Pepper, tell me.
This looks fresh. I love that.
Free-ish. Yeah. She found me a few days ago. I tried to run away when I saw her, but she caught me.
Oh, it's Jarvis. I'm sorry, sir, to interrupt you, but it appears someone is at the front gates. Jarvis spoke a crisp British accent.
Days ago. How old are these people?
They're adults. This isn't like Iron Man Armored Adventures when he was like a teenager. It's like...
Oh my God, so you're telling me that her mom a few days ago beat her
Yeah, she's a marathon runner.
Dude.
Pepper, you
I'm
son of a
trying to imagine
bitch.
My mom's gonna be like 70-something. I'm trying to imagine her beating me up now.
Yeah, chased her down. Okay.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Go, Iron
Who
Man.
is it, Jarvis?
I do
Wait,
not...
I'm sorry. Who is it, Jarvis? There's no question mark.
I do not know, sir. She appears rather mad and is shouting for Miss Potts. It would appear she was threatening her, sir.
Hold on, guys. No, it's her! She has found me! She's going to kill me! She said she would when she finds me! She would kill me!
She said this, screaming into Tony's should what was now damp because of the tears that had been streaming down her face.
Should what? Indeed.
She accidentally the whole sentence.
Though they accidentally the whole story.
Talk about it. Stay here, Pepper. I will get rid of her. Don't worry. She won't hurt you.
Promise.
She said with a hint of hope in her voice.
I promise.
Tony put on his Iron Man armor and blasted Pepper's mother off the face of the planet. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, that's the realistic version.
That's what he really could he could do that so easily.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's what really happened. Tony left Pepper in her office. As he walked down the stairs, all he could think about was that bruise on her ribs and that fact that her own mother had done it. He was shocked that anyone would ever want to hurt her. As he made his way downstairs, he saw the evil bitch looking at him through the glass doors. She looked nothing like Pepper. Her mother had brown hair and green eyes, but he could not work out how someone as caring and loving as Pepper had come from this evil person. When he reached the doors, all he wanted to do was shout, but he had to try and keep his cool.
Can I help you with something?
His voice was cold and steady. Where is she? She demanded.
Who?
That bitch Virginia!
I'm sorry. She's currently unavailable. Would you like me to take a message?
Just tell her to watch her back. She walked away, and Tony Jewett wanted to charge her, but instead he closed the door, put the house on lockdown, and went to go see Pepper, who was upstairs shaking uncontrollably as she was living through it again, thinking back to every beating, every time that her fist hit her.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, Matt, you have to say this.
Hey, come now, Potts. Pull it together. It kills me to see you sad.
I love the way he says that. Hey. Come on, Pot.
Just tell her to protect her neck! Just tell her to never reveal the Wu-Tang secret! Okay. Con-E, could I please stay here for a few days? I don't want to be alone.
He just gave her and said.
I just gave her, man.
Of course, Potts. Anything for you.
He sighed this, hugging her. He gave her a quick kiss on top of her head whilst swaying her side to side.
I promise no one is ever going to hurt you, ever again. Do you understand me? No one, not on my watch.
For the most of the day, Tony was just there to comfort her until he asked that question she had been dreading ever since she had told him.
Oh dear. Pepper, tell me what she did to you. Please, I have to know. You're not a doctor. You don't gotta know this.
You don't have to know anything.
Pepper, I really have to know.
How painful was it, Pepper? Does it hurt you to think about it, Pepper? He's like such a sadist.
Yeah.
What's his problem?
Well, it started when I was 4, title drop.
Yeah.
I did not know what I was doing was wrong. I tried to be a good girl, but she kept shouting at me, and she lost her temper, and afterwards she left me in my room on my own, and she seemed happier, and she started doing it on a regular basis. It was like I was her perfect little punching bag. Anytime she was mad, she would just take it out on me. You see, me dad was in the army, so he wasn't around much, and I was an only child.
Was in the army.
So it could just got worse from there.
You see, me dad was in the army, is what he
yeah.
was.
Look at this next line.
I'm trying to... What did she do to you?
He keeps asking, tell me exactly what happened every day.
Is this your own personal hell? I need to know.
He asked this, scared of what the Anwar might be. He was still holding her as she had started sobbing again. He felt like every tear was burning his soul. Yet he kept asking her to recount all these painful things that are making her cry.
I feel like the grammar's getting worse.
It really is.
Like, the author's getting way too into this, but okay. She broke me bones. She broke me bones, cracked my ribs, make me bleed, burn me. I
so
remember
dark.
once she took me to the hospital because I didn't wake up and asked how it happened, because she was my mother, and so being the female, she couldn't lay a finger on me. On the seraphs, she seemed loving, but she wasn't.
She began shrieking like mad, and it was screaming at the top of her lungs as she remembered it all. He just waited until she cried herself to sleep in a ball, and he carefully carried her up to his bedroom and laid her on his bed and sat next to her, and he just could not even try to understand why she had done that. He literally
pass out.
He literally had her talking.
God, why was she crying so much? Jeez.
He literally had her to the point where she was like having a seizure here on the floor and passed out.
He's like, job well done.
Like why? Why didn't he just leave it alone? Also,
how could she do that to her?
Also,
why would you want to?
Also, she was my mother, so being the female, she couldn't lay a finger on me. How things work.
Yeah.
That's how it works in real life.
Let's say,
how could she do that to her? Why would you want to? Pepper was a beautiful human being who never cared about herself. It was always other people. I can't bear to think what she must have gone through. She was 4 when her own mother when her own mother cracked her rib and broke her bones.
Thinking about this made his stomach twist. He kissed Pepper on the cheek, then went down to the workshop.
Here's $50. Go get yourself something nice.
Go get yourself some counseling.
This is
Jarvis, pull up Miss Potts' medical file from the age of 4.
By the way, it's not Jarvis, it's Jarvis.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Jarvis.
Also, why does he like so pursuant of this information? Why does he have to know everything that happened?
I know every detail. It helps me get off at night.
Like, he's so obsessive over this all of a sudden. Certainly, sir. As the icons moved around the screen, he saw pictures and x-rays of her broken body. He was brought out of his daze when a droplet of water hit his hand because he was crying. It killed him seeing her like this. He wanted to kill the woman responsible or doing this. But something about her being a woman stopped him, but he knew she needed to be punished. Let's see. I would go and kill that person who abused her if it was her father, but
I mean, she's the woman. She couldn't have laid a finger on her.
He still doesn't believe it.
Alright, yeah, no.
He walked upstairs to see Pepper curled in a ball on his bed. He took this time to look at every single detail on her face. The freckles on... Yeah, I know, it was kind of creepy. The freckles on her face. What are those? And her cherry-colored lips.
Me out, man.
But he was looking at her red eyes as they opened to meet his eyes. And he...
Now her eyes are red.
She's possessed by the devil. Her eyes keep changing.
Yeah. The devil inside.
The squeakquel.
Okay.
I need you.
He said.
I need you too.
She whispered as he climbed into bed next to her, raping his arm around her waist, holding her tightly.
It hurt. When she did those things to me.
I know.
He knew he had to fix this, and he knew exactly how to. The end.
It started when I was 4, an Ip Man fanfic.
Yeah, and in case you make the mistake of thinking that we're just not reading any more chapters, or maybe that the story is unfinished, it says status complete. So that is indeed how it ends.
Yeah.
Yep.
How wonderful.
It's beautiful.
That was It Started When I Was 4, Ip Man fanfiction by Beth Middleton 2. Thank you.
Good job, Beth. You really made me feel the feels deep down in my pants.